It's a miracle. We cower in our shelters, with our hands over our ears. Lloyd Webber's awful stuff runs for years and years and years. An earthquake hits the theater, but the operette lingers. Then the piano lid comes down and breaks his fucking fingers. It's a miracle. It is a miracle. Salty, salty, salty. I don't blame him, you know. Andrew Lloyd Webber ripped him off and made a lot of money doing it. I'd be salty too. And even though Roger Waters was salty, he never actually, I don't think he ever actually sued Andrew Lloyd Webber for that. So, you know, he just talked about a piano falling on him in a song and said his music is awful, which is kind of fair game if you're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars stealing Pink Floyd's music. I'd be salty. But what are you going to do? When are you going to come down to my compound and drive a tank and shoot some shit? Don't make me spam you with airline tickets. Shameless James, that sounds fun, and I most certainly could use a break from New York at the moment. I think it would be fun to drive a tank. I've had fun driving a Bafang, but a tank would be much more fun. Rafi, when I have a thought, how's business doing? Business did this, crash and burn, and then immediately spiked and rebounded like crazy. Apparently, when you force people to work from home and they have to rely on their MacBook more, their MacBook dies. Mind blown. It's really interesting, because the place next door sells underwear and they're closed, but I'm open. For me, like I'm a ThinkPad user, and I back up my data. I'm not essential to me. But underwear, you know, if I forget to follow the instructions that I outlined in the Staples video on how to properly wipe your ass, I definitely need the underwear store. But a lot of people would consider me more essential than underwear, which is absolutely crazy. Crazy! What about a Bafang tank? That is so tempting. First time catching a stream. Hello, Koi. I don't know how to pronounce that. I hope you're doing well. A friend of mine showed me one of your videos, and now I'm hooked up. What ThinkPad do you suggest? I like the ThinkPad P50 myself. I just purchased proper flux, and my soldering is better. Well, James, that's awesome. What are you going to be doing, Lewis? I'm just doing a quick stream before I fix some boards. James Haycock is an up-and-coming board repair person from the UK. You signed a 10-year lease. Your shop seems full of employees. Do you have enough space to expand the staff? Well, this eventually is going to turn into a larger version of the old store, where you have a ton of stuff stuffed everywhere. Like, this is my office. Look at all the freaking space I have in here. It's crazy. Look at that. You could fit like 12 people in here. You could fit at least 10 people in here. The plans, that's eventually going to come. You should open Worldwide Service Center. Someday, with more money. I just switched to Geico. And you save money on your MacBook repair? I hope you save some money on your MacBook repair. Do you hate Kopaz? I do not hate him. I just intensely dislike his inability to leave me alone. Lewis essentially provides self-leveling services for Macs. Indeed, we do. You make sense that wearing this mask makes zero sense for what you're trying to stop. Incorrect. And let's go through. So I have a bunch of people working here. And because I have a bunch of people working here, who often walk into my office when it's clearly fucking closed and says on air, but I'm not salty, I do. I provided a link in the chat to something that you are more than welcome to read as to why I believe it's worth 60 cents of my money to wear this if I'm going to be in a store with 12 to 14 other people. If I'm here by myself and the staff has left and there's nobody here, I take off my mask. If the staff is here and there's 14 other people here, customers walking in, I keep on my mask. Quite simple. But yeah, I posted something in the YouTube chat, and because I am literate, I put it on. I did not close my business. I never planned on closing my business over it. But I'm also not going to be a dumbass at the same time. 12 people socially distanced. Something like that. Hell no, I use a Surface 5, says Dana. A Surface? Yeah. How come you haven't shown us the dungeon downstairs recently? We don't talk about the dungeon. I don't get half of the things, but it's interesting. Why, thank you. Keep fighting right to repair. Awesome. How about a store tour? I uploaded one yesterday. I uploaded one to you yesterday. I mean, granted, it's like 360p, but I uploaded it. Are we going to see some board fixing on stream? No, this is an AMA stream, as the title says. This is not a fixing stream. I will fix something later. By the way, for anybody who's curious, I do have a live channel that you can look at where I stream this stuff. A lot of it is boring because I don't really like... A lot of it is unfixable, or it's boring, or I get into discussing stuff in the chat, or I spend 2 fucking hours getting trolled by something that just winds up being a bad screen. But, you know, it is there. What is the best way to cut it? We decided to focus my business on home board repair, but I'm wondering if liquid damage is even more viable at other people's homes. Don't do house call board repair. That's a nightmare. Well, you're going to offer pickup and drop off if you can't afford an office or you just don't want to waste money on an office. I would do that. But don't try to like don't bring your soldering iron and ultrasonic cleaner to people's houses. That's going to be a clusterfuck. Like when you have to ultrasonic a board, you have to dry it and all that shit. You know, you have to. You're going to waste hours just sitting at somebody's home. It's not a good idea, in my opinion. What's the best way to cut a motherboard in half with a train saw? Don't try this at home. The best way to cut a motherboard in half with a chainsaw. I mean, you kind of answered your question there. Are you going to repair something later? Chillax. Can you suggest a MacBook repair technician from Europe? Well, James Haycock is in my chat, and he just started a business doing this. And you should keep mask on as droplets can survive for many hours. Yeah, but before I go at the end of the day, we wipe down everything with alcohol anyway. And then after we wipe it down with alcohol, we wind up spraying it again. So spray, wipe, and then spray, and then just let it naturally evaporate after it's burned and killed all the corona. Die, corona, die! Great service people who use MacBooks. You're reliable compared to Apple. You actually take time to fix their machines. Thank you. I try. Is Karen and Eugene in the basement? Do I wear the mask because it saves me other people from me potentially spreading a virus, or do I wear the mask so that you can't see the expression on my face when you say that? You'll never know! James, let's see. I forget what your site name is. Actually, yeah, I do forget what your site name is, so if you could put it in chat here, I'll take a look. I tried to get an A+ waste of money. I did have an A+, and it was a total waste of money. How is the ratio of hard drive versus SSD recovery, inquiries, and successes, respectively? I don't have enough people sending in SSDs in order to give you a sample size. I'll be honest with you. Like, we probably get 1 SSD every 2 months. But we get like 3 or 5 or 10 hard drives in a day. So I don't have enough data to actually be able to give you a real success rate on one versus the other, because it's just not enough people are sending in SSDs to recover. Which maybe means people are not using SSDs for storage as much, or maybe it means SSDs fell less. I'll leave that to people who do want to do their own research. I don't do it only Apple products, but I like watching your videos and believe in right to repair. F Eugene! F Eugene indeed. What do you enjoy most about your job? I like helping people that otherwise would not have been helped. I like showing that something can be done after someone else has said it can't be done. And I like seeing the happy face on a customer when they get back data that they otherwise would not have gotten back had they gone to almost any other company. Which phone and laptop are you using personally? I use a ThinkPad P50, and I have this piece of shit LG G8 phone, but it's a total piece of shit. It has this annoying bug with Bluetooth where I can't use the microphone, and oh, come on, that's just not a question, Mr. Pete. Where I can't use the microphone in other apps like Google Hangouts or Zoiper or Zoom. I actually have to, after answering with Bluetooth, I have to change it to speaker and then change it to Bluetooth again to get it to work, and it doesn't do that with any other phone I have. Sometimes it just won't let Bluetooth mic work in other apps at all, and it's incredibly fucking annoying. So Yeah, I have an LG G8, but it's just, I'm not buying another LG phone. That shit drives me crazy. I only got the LG phone because I found an LG G8 used on eBay for about $320 a while back, which is dirt cheap for a phone with that camera. But the Bluetooth bugs are fucking aggravating. I've tried updating, wiping, resetting, starting from scratch, all that shit. It's fucking aggravating. How did you choose this stream's thumbnail? I don't think I chose a thumbnail. I'm pretty sure I didn't actually make a thumbnail. Will you come fix the internet iPad rehab? Maybe. That's a long trip. Once I get my other bike with more batteries. I enjoy the repairs as much as I enjoy the rants on Apple, which is a lot. Cheers. Thank you. JWC Repair. Okay, I will check it out, but the thing is I don't have a lot of time to because the questions are flowing in quickly now. Do you have a negative opinion of drive savers? I have a negative opinion of drive savers because I know personally of cases where the problem with the phone was a charge port and the user got charged, or quoted, I shouldn't say charged because they didn't pay it, $1,000. And I also know of other cases where the enclosure was bad and they quoted over $500. And stuff like that just, it fucking pisses me off. So I don't have a high opinion of drive savers. And I know you're not supposed to say bad things about other companies because I'm professional, but my idea of professional is different than most other people's. I'm running a networking main company for 8 years, looking to specialize first in my work. Not really. I'm not an IT person. I'm a janitor. Like I'm not an IT person, and for me to pretend that I'm an IT person would be ridiculous. Like I know how to set up FTP servers. I know how to set up phone systems. I know how to set up. I've set it up for my own office. But at the end of the day, I'm a janitor. I'm not a IT person. I don't really, if anything, I don't really even have enough experience to be able to answer your question. But that kind of IT stuff appears to be kind of going away as more things become easier to do. Like, you don't need to pay an administrator to set up a print server anymore. You don't need to... just look at the range of things that stuff like Google Apps does without having to set up an Exchange server and all this other crap. Like, I remember back in the day, if you wanted something to sync between your handheld and your computer and someone else's calendar, like all the crap that you had to set up, and now it's literally just free. Yeah, I forget what I was about to say. Oh yeah, but like my definition of professional has always been, do you do a job to the standard where regardless of I'm not going to visit the UK anytime soon. Do you do your job to a standard where regardless of what's going on in your day, you're having a good day, you're having a bad day, you're sick, you're healthy, you're having a great life, or your wife just left you and took your house, that you're going to deliver the same standard of work for the customer to a high standard. Like, it's not like you just got lucky on that time, but if you're having a shit day and like a pad rips off, can you put it back? If you're having a crap day and you can't figure something out, are you able to put it aside, go to lunch, come back, and then just figure out the problem as if you're having a good day? Okay, MacBook Air 2014 trackpad. God damn, yeah. You see I can't answer questions like that here, James, but I'll try. Favorite video about the F word and people trying to use it for free. You should pin that video. We all get it, do you still? Yeah, I really don't like people who try to milk fake acquaintances. Tanra, again, I would highly suggest that you read. I posted this link in the beginning. People work here. They frequently walk into my office when I'm in the middle of doing something. And just read. Like, that kind of stuff is just annoyingly ignorant. There's 12 people over there. I got in touch with vendors from AliExpress. They're very stubborn. Yes, they are. Okay, let me see your website. So you have an A1466 and fuck. Showing the wrong window. God damn it! Okay, which window am I looking for? Here we go. So you said I need to find an A1466 that's broken. Okay, so physical damage, home, liquid damage, I don't know. Okay, so what... Yo, like, redo this shit. Okay. You're a nice guy, but this site's fucking killing me. Okay, you have a trackpad. So where would I find trackpad? Where do you sort things by model? Do you sort things by problem type? Just no. You come on. You can do better than that. Come on. I know you can do better than that. Let's see. Have a good day. Stay safe. Thank you, Grant. Love your stuff and congrats on the new store. I'm buying my first soldering iron TS100. What power supply would you recommend? Is 24 volt 3 amp safe? 24 volts, 3 amps should be totally fine. I think at 12 volts, 3 amps is likely going to be perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, as if you use 19 volts, it's going to be a little bit slower, obviously, and most people use 18 or 19 volts because that's what laptop chargers have. Let's see. What else do we have here?
Robust.
Thanks for giving me your wisdom. What's your current favorite laptop? Recommended trimmer. My favorite laptop is the Lenovo ThinkPad P50 because the ThinkPad P50 does not have a U in it. By the way, favor it. It's favorite. What is this U? Color. Favor. Have you heard from Eugene? No, I have not. But I did see a Facebook post from the person who recommended me to Eugene, who said he has coronavirus. And Eugene also has coronavirus. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make a tear come out, but it's just not happening. Like, am I allowed to say that I don't care that someone who ripped me off for $30,000 got corona? How is your girlfriend? She's doing well. Thank you very much for asking, Renaissance. Did you hear? Apple isn't including AirPods with the iPhone 13. I don't buy phones that are over $1,000, so I don't care. I was looking at Motorola phones on Verizon because I like Motorola, and I said, "Oh, look, this Edge thing looks cool." And then I saw it's $1,000, and I said, "Suck my dick." Like, yeah. James, make your own site, mofo, and don't use Wix. But what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Fuck. It's so easy to lose your train of thought here. Oh yeah, when I see that a phone's $1,000, it's just like, come on, man. You haven't added enough, and you haven't done anything crazy. You haven't revolutionized it. You're not innovating enough for this to be worth $1,000. Like, just get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm not doing that. Paul, it actually went very well. How much wood would I... Oh, come on. Let's see. About 10 minutes behind. What's your opinion on phones with glass bodies? I don't care. I don't care about these stupid fashion statements. I want a nice plastic back, like the Moto G 3rd generation or the Samsung S5. Something that's not going to get fucking fingerprints all over it. That's not going to break if I look at it the wrong way. Do you plan on collaborating with Linus more sometime? I don't know. I honestly have not had a plan outside of just going through work and going through Q and doing stuff. We're in the middle of changing our shipping system up to make that more efficient. I just put in a bunch of stuff to make our contact form for leads more efficient. I implemented a new customer service estimate system to allow our capacity to go up with the exact same amount of people and the same quality of estimates to customers, and it made it much faster. So there's a lot of little things I'm working on tweaking with business here. You try turning it off and back on again. Not specific just to anything in general. Yes, I actually just had Dan interrupted my last video because the label printer wasn't working. So I unplugged it and I plugged it back in. And then it was. Shame on you, Dan. Shame. Fucking Apple user. I'm just going to start asking people, like, take your phone out in the interview. If it's an iPhone, just get the fuck out. Like, you allowed to do that? I know you can't discriminate based on race, sex, sexual orientation, gender, religion, the disabilities. Is being an iPhone user considered a disability? Can I discriminate on that? Is being an iPhone user a proxy for I don't know that I need to fucking unplug the printer and plug it back in before I interrupt the person that's doing a YouTube video? I don't know. Is that hate speech? Like 5 years from now, will I have my business license revoked because I said that on live stream? Oh, man. Is there any correlation between him buying? He bought like the most expensive iPhone too. It's like, you don't fucking, like, buy the $700 one. Fuck's sake. I don't pay you enough to buy the most expensive one. Either way. He's a nice guy. I really like him. I'm just screwing with him. I'm very thankful that I have him as a shipping person. He is the best shipping person we've ever had, even if he does use a fucking iPhone. Do you track the success rate of all MacBook repairs as KPI internally? No, because that would be kind of a waste of time. There's nothing that I could really do with that statistic. Best greeting from Austria. Keep delivering that kind of enjoyable content. Keep Corona far away. Yes, thank you. Corona stays far away. How would one go about reattaching a head to an arm and a hard drive? That's pretty easy. So what I do is I walk over to Steve and I give it to him. He wasn't kidding in the last video when he says if Lewis opens a hard drive, I'm going to kick him in the nuts. I'm not the person to ask. If I touch the hard drive, it's dead. Robust. Do you fix Siemens inverters? No. Mac laptop repair specialist. RossmannGroup.com. Not Siemens inverter repair, whatever. What is your favorite color? I enjoy the repairs as much as I enjoy the rants. Thank you. Best way to advertise my business. So Google is probably number one, but I'm getting stuck on ways to advertise. Flyers, posters, branding cows. What I would recommend that you do, what makes the most sense to me, I would say, would be go to an Apple store, wear a blue polo shirt, and when you see people that are waiting in line for long periods of time, or people that seem aggravated, or people with a broken device, what can I do for you? And at the end of the conversation, you say, by the way, I don't work here. Here's my business card. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm not suggesting that you personally do it. I'm just saying it worked for me 11 years ago. I wish I still had that blue polo shirt. I would actually wear it for all these videos if I still had it, but I lost it when I moved. Yeah, I'm behind by 11 minutes. They quoted $2,000 for an iPhone 7 screen. Yeah, see, that's the thing with DriveSavers. So DriveSavers' business model is this. They pay a fucking crazy amount of money in referrals, affiliates, paid advertising, AdWords, all that type of shit. They are paying insane amounts of money for all that. And the way that they make up the money for that is if you send them an iPhone that you say for data recovery and it needs a fucking screen or a charge port, you get billed $1,000 to $2,000. And that's my problem with DriveSavers. I understand that you need to increase your prices with advertising, but the price of them having the stranglehold on the industry that they do is that you get absolutely sodomized and raped on basic shit. Jessa sends me these things on a regular basis, and it makes me want to just punch my phone screen. Because I get that you need to make money for your time, and I respect that, and I get that you need to make money for your expertise, and I respect that. All the way up to $1,000 for a charge port. At that point, you can suck my dick. Robust. If I ever come to New York, I'll stop by your store. Thank you, James. Wait. I don't see you as a janitor, but a modern-day handyman. No, it's mostly clean up in aisle 5. They spilled yogurt on the aisle for the SMC. What do you think of the classic Instagram influencer? I keep thinking of that clip of Engineered Truth talking to Gary Vaynerchuk and saying, oh, you know, should I like get the nice Lambo and the nice condo? I'm an influencer, by the way. I'm an influencer. So should like an influencer like me get the nice Lambo and the nice condo so that I could build my personal brand? It's like, make me sick. You know what you would do if you want to build your personal brand, motherfucker? Here's what you do. You want to build your personal brand. You build yourself a bicycle that goes 3 times the speed limit that Andrew Cuomo says you can go. This is what you do. This is how I build my personal brand, motherfucker. Nice piece of shit used bike. My Chinese motor. Hooked up with my Sabvaton 72150 with the wires all hanging out. Personal brand building. Right there. Like fuck all this keeping up with the Joneses shit. Like I gotta make it look like I have more money than you to build my personal brand. Yeah, Hawkeye. Yeah, let's see. Ever been accused of stealing parts? Yeah. There was this one guy, such a fucking moron. We did a C7771 repair, but he had a dead MCP. So I changed out the tiny cap. I'm going to swim over there and kill you. But anyway, I changed out the tiny cap for the larger cap, and he said that I stole his original cap. A 330 microfarad tantalum cap that was fucking dead. And you said I stole it. What a fucking dumbass. But it is what it is. And honestly, I get why people think that. They think that because they've been screwed over by so many other technicians. Our industry is a stigma that we really need to recover from because there are so many technicians, so many electricians, so many contractors, so many plumbers, so many computer repair people that have fucked people over the years that when we're dealing with a customer, we're not just dealing with them one-on-one. We're dealing with all the 20 to 30 years of baggage from every time a service technician fucked them over. My USB-C ports and my MacBook Pro TB have become loose from normal use. Any suggestions? Are the ports replaceable without soldering? Where can I get the part? My USB-C ports and my MacBook Pro Thunderbolt become... I don't know, because I don't know what you have. Do you have an A1706 or an A1707 or an A1708? Wait a second. Oh, you said touch bar. Never mind. I'm a dumbass. Yes, they are replaceable. Try ProTech Restore. They usually have shit like that. But then again, last time I bought stuff from them, they sent me corroded charge ports. But for the most part, they're decent. ProTech Restore. Check them out. And tell them to stop sending me corroded charge ports. But they do usually sell good stuff. Do you ever have trouble opening eyes in the morning? Everybody has trouble opening their eyes in the morning. Waking up is an annoying chore. Those are acoustic panels. I am yes, because people, for the most part, just use it as a pile-on troll factory. So I decided to private that video because it was mostly a pile-on troll factory. Let's see. It would be nice to ask you about board repair. Wouldn't it be? I learned to do MacBook repair from watching your videos, but I also like to learn more about data recovery. More videos on data recovery. We have quite a few, and I actually am really incredibly, ridiculously excited to upload part 2 of the other one, coming soon. Because there's one particular forum where they were going, oh, I would never give this guy a drive. Oh, he got this wrong. Oh, he got this wrong. It's like, oh, no, he fucking didn't, and I have the data to prove it. But I have to make time to edit these videos together. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, I definitely am excited to do some more data recovery stuff. It's...
Robust.
Love my crappy used 26-year-old bike. Works great, says Tux. Yep. Best greetings from Austria. Keep delivering that kind of content. Keep Corona far away. Will do. Wait outside with the blue collar shirt and wait for disgruntled people. Honestly, like, yeah, with the, I used to feel guilty back then. Best restaurant to visit if I'm from out of town. Mizzetto on Houston Street and Allen Street, or Blossom on 9th Avenue around 22nd. But yeah, I used to feel guilty about, you know, like the whole like ambulance chasing at the Apple store, but then that was before I knew how much they fucking lied to people. Once I learned how much the Genius Bar lies to people, then I'm just thinking back to what I used to do and thinking, I can't believe I ever felt guilty that I was doing this. Because in the beginning, I actually didn't know that the Apple store lies to people. How do we show appreciation for the awesome mods we have on Discord? What you do is you don't ping everyone. Recommendation for heat gun repair on a phone. I always use the cheapest ass paint stripper thing from Home Depot. You know, whatever the cheap. Would you do content creation full time? Probably not. Probably not, because that's a catch-22. I'm not a content creator. I'm a dude who lives his life and then films the experience of living my life. To be a full-time content creator would mean that making content is my life. So that would become very meta. Like I don't do videos on, how do I put this? I'm not doing videos that have a specific storyline. It's not like I'm doing like gaming videos. I'm not making a TV series or anything like that. All the videos that I do, it's just I am a MacBook repair person that runs a small business in a city filled with lying, thieving, cheating scumbags. And then there's also the people that live here. But there's the former category are the people who were elected by the people that live here. But for the most part, I have no idea how to even find that number, Letty. I'm that much of a noob. And I just record living my life. So when I discuss what's going on with Right to Repair, it's because I have a business that's involved in repair, and I chose to show up and testify. And then I hear somebody say something that's ridiculous and bullshit, so I record my response to it, and that gets 500,000 views. I'm moving to a new store, so I just say, oh, look, here's what it's like to move to a new place in the city. But I can't really do content full-time because then, like, the fact that I have a full-time job in life that I film is what gives me stuff to record. Once I say, okay, I'm only going to do content, then I no longer have the life, the business, all that other stuff, and then I really don't have anything to record. I don't know if that makes sense, but... Because essentially what I would have to do at that point is that I would then have to look for things to make content about. And one of the things that I like about this channel is that I don't go crazy looking for stuff to make content about. I don't think to myself, I don't ever have a writer's block, to make sense, if that makes any sense. I don't have that writer's block of, damn, what am I going to talk about today? Shit, I need to upload a video. What do I talk about today? I don't need to manufacture controversy. I don't need to manufacture a story. I just talk about what's on my mind that day. And sometimes people get pissed at that because I'll have 2 weeks of nothing but board repair and people say, fuck, this is boring. And then I'll have 2 weeks of talking about the government and the PPP shit and all the corruption there. And then they'll say, fuck, I'm sick and tired of hearing about this. And then I'll do Right to Repair and people will say, fuck, I'm sick and tired of hearing about this. But that's what you signed up for. You signed up for, the channel is not Louis Rossmann bike tips, like Louis Rossmann board, Louis Rossmann business. It's literally just my name. You're following the thoughts that I'm going about my daily life. I'm doing what I usually do. And then when I think there's something I'd like to upload, I hit start record, and then I upload it. But to actually, doing content creation is a real job. Don't get it twisted. It is a real job. People that say it's not a real job are just being salty at the fact that, someone else has a job that's seemingly easier than what they do. But it's not something that I can see myself doing. Majoring in computer engineering, and I currently have a 3.2, but I've learned very little. Any suggestions? I don't see a degree doing much for me. Figure out how to develop a portfolio of stuff. You're going to have to, what do you actually want to do in computer engineering? What do you actually want to do? Are there people that you could work under that could give you things to do, and then eventually you graduate to doing something else? Are there any sort of apprenticeship programs in any industries that you want to work in where there's a path to learning that's different? How'd you come up with your wholesale pricing strategy? I'm concerned I'm pricing myself too low. My wholesale pricing strategy very much has started to become fuck wholesale pricing altogether. Focus on end users. Like, why am I going to put so much effort into dealing with middlemen? I'd rather put all that effort into my own customers. So we used to charge people less money, but the problem is that there's always someone who's going to do it cheaper when it comes to business relationships. So I'm not running to the bottom there. I remember back in the day when L2 Computer charging $199 for a board repair was literally the cheapest in the country. That was hysterical. Like now it's like you go to eBay and there's people doing it for $20 to $40. So just don't bother there. I would say maybe take 30% off of what your normal price is. That seems fair. But don't focus. I'm going to answer the question that it's not the one that you asked. Focus less on wholesale and more on retail customers. I put out an insane amount of information that's free that would allow that wholesale customer to do the job themselves. But if they want me to do it, I really don't feel like doing it for much less than what I charge a retail customer. And I get that they can have someone else do it cheaper, and that's fine. Or they can do it themselves. That's better. That's the whole point of these fucking videos. I don't want you to send all your board repairs to me. I want you to actually do them yourself. Anyway, just wanted to say that you inspire me getting deeper into repair. Love your enthusiasm and the work you do. Thank you. Like, I literally had someone today email me and say, Can you explain to me how I'm going to afford this? Because they needed a trackpad cable on top of a board repair. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, you're a business. If you were a normal customer and you walked in and said, how can I afford this repair? I'd probably just fucking give it to you. Honestly, probably shouldn't say that publicly, but if someone said that over something small, I'd probably just give it to them. But you're another business. I'm not going to make it cheaper for you so that you can then just, because like that's not going to trickle its way to the end customer. You're just going to keep more profit for yourself, and that's fine. You want to keep profit for yourself, but so do I. But another businessman who has a computer repair business says, how can you explain to me how I can afford this? Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Like, what am I supposed to tell you to do? Get another job? Get a side job? Mow some fucking lawns? No. Replace the trackpad cable yourself. Why do you need to why do you need my technician to do this basic repair for you? Buy your own trackpad cable, fucking replace it yourself. Now, it's free because you did it instead of having me do it. Like, anyway, I'm not even going to go on to that. This is the stories that I have on the aggravation of wholesale business is just never ending. But it's like someone said, how was I supposed to afford this when I didn't budget for it? Do it yourself. Honestly, I do things I can't afford to pay someone else to fix a board for me. So I fix it myself because my time is free. You know, I mark it up and my time is quite a markup to other people, but to me it's free. At least until I'm dead. Can you explain melted flux doesn't short boards? I mean, it's not made of metal. The flux isn't made of copper, so we need a bike guide. Oh, not from me. I was on an e-bike Discord the other day. I am such a fucking noob. I am an incredible noob. I have no idea what I'm doing. I repair a drone board flying after crash. After crash liquid, and always when I watch you have good flow and a new idea. Thanks a lot. That's awesome. I fix my drone when I fly it into a wall every now and then. Yeah, people like that about the personal brand in the bike. I can see from the comments. They like that. Yeah. Someday, when I'm a millionaire or a billionaire, I'll probably still be riding that piece of shit. I just find that so disgusting. Like, do I need to buy a Lambo and a nice condo to show off to other people so that they want to be like me? I have a business. I have 14 employees. I have a store in the middle of Manhattan, and I will more than happily ride that broken down, dirty ass piece of shit from now until the end of time. 'Cause I don't give a fuck what people think about my personal brand. Business brand, sure. But even then, it's like I'm not trying to make the place look like it's something other than it is. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the opposite of transparency. I don't like that whole, I need to buy this or have this sexy phone or have this ridiculously expensive shirt so that people think I'm something other than what I am. If I get one of the e-bikes, let's see. What was the video where you think you first got you known? Definitely the reseller ratings video. That video made it to 100,000 views in a matter of days after getting posted to a bunch of Google groups, frustrated that Google was still using reseller ratings reviews. And then right afterwards, that video started getting, so resellerratings.com, which is an absolute scumbag company. That was the original company I remember ranting on. Thank you, MT Coiner. They did this disinformation, what was it called? Some social media management campaign, or was this, no, reputation management. So they hired a reputation management firm, and I think they did. Either that or they did it themselves in-house, one way or the other. Either they did it themselves, or they paid someone else to do it. And they had a bunch of bots. There was at this one point where I remember getting 30 to 100 comments a day on that video, where every single comment said spam or misleading, spam or misleading, spam or misleading, spam or misleading, spam or misleading. And I got like hundreds upon hundreds of thumbs down in one day, right after that video got popular, because that's what reseller ratings does. John Stillman, that is not a question I can answer on the internet, I'm afraid. But I appreciate the $5. If by the one you mean marriage, we don't talk the M word here. But, no, so what was I saying? Yeah, reseller ratings. So that company, they did everything they could to fuck with that video, and it didn't work. I think that did it. The reseller ratings video for sure. A lot of people watched that. A lot of people were really pissed off at them because they are a scumbag ass company. Keeping boards still on desk, it won't stay still. For iPhone boards, you can get a board holder. For MacBook boards, they're heavy enough. Do you have any recommendations on a half-decent microscope that don't break the bank? I really like the Amscope SE400. It's not bad. You can also find, the Chinese factory that made it for them, because it's not like Amscope isn't manufacturing any of this shit themselves. But it's not going to be much cheaper. Like in the 175 range, I think an Amscope SE400 clone. You should never say your time is free. You undervalue yourself. Since you're undervaluing yourself, here is $3. No, my time is free to me. I can make my time worth thousands of dollars an hour to someone else, but to me it's free. I'm not paying for it. At least not in money. You pay for your time with your life, but you don't pay for it in money, is what I mean. Like, I don't pay myself for my time. I charge other people for it, but for me it's free. Your time should have a great markup on it. But if you're broke and you need something done and you're broke, well, you have time, don't you?
Robust.
What made your vision relating children and what adults know relating to the topic? I don't understand what that means. I'm sorry. Any thoughts on Apple glasses rumor? I don't follow Apple rumors, and I don't care. I know nothing about it. Really, I don't know about Apple's new products until a year after they come out when they show up in the store. I really don't follow any of that shit. I didn't even know the Touch Bar existed until like a while after it came out. I had no idea that there was a 12-inch MacBook until 2017, summertime, and that MacBook had been around since 2015. You still have that giant HEPA running? Yes, in the other room. You don't need sponsors if you are the sponsor. Sponsors? You want to talk about sponsors? I am sponsor! Poison? You want to talk about poison? I am poison. Okay, about how many salaried employees versus hourly there? I think Paul is the only one that's salaried, but he specifically asked for it because he didn't want to deal with hourly. Okay, about time for me to actually start fixing stuff and get out of here. This was fun. I'll try to make time to do this more often. And I will see you later. Ever worried that trolls know where you work? Not really. I don't care. Like, all those people that send death threats and say, I'm going to fuck you up. Like, I actually used to get this in the comments. Somebody's like, I'm going to fuck you up, or I do this. And I just, like, post, like, 186 First Avenue. I'm there from 12 to 8. Like, nobody shows up. I could care less that trolls know where I work. The worst internet troll can't possibly be worse than the average New York bum, which I deal with every single day. Thanks for sharing your expertise. I love listening and learning. Tuning in from Montana. I like Montana. Every time I see pictures of places in Montana, it makes me want to move there. I actually wanted to move to Fort Lauderdale. I was really thinking about that the other day. Alphonse, I don't really care. My neighborhood has such a high crime rate that the people that were my trolls would show up in my neighborhood, and they would probably be scared. They would probably be scared just waiting around for me to get home. Like, if there's a random, like, little, like, awkward YouTube troll that just like walks down my block and just decides I'm gonna wait here until Lewis gets home, he's gonna get fucked with by people in my neighborhood. I know that much. Like, I know my neighbors. I get along with my neighbors. I respect my neighbors. Every time there's a block party, I'll bring some liquor and whatever, and we'll have fun. But like, man, you get the fuck out of here. Like, one of these random trolls does that. That's just gonna be hysterical. It's probably actually not anymore because my neighborhood is starting to become more and more gentrified, which sucks because that means hipsters are moving there now, which means price goes up and all that shit. But like, GTFO. What was I saying? I was saying something before I was about to end this, and now I forget what it was. Damn it. Live stream with repair on second channel. Ruslan. Shh. I don't dance for you. I forget what I was saying. Shit. You can't move to Fort Lauderdale. The lack of snow and potholes and excessive green space would make you homesick. That's what it was. Yeah, I was looking on Zillow, and it was fucking... I was looking at the houses available in Brooklyn, and then I went on vacation with my ex-girlfriend in Fort Lauderdale 2 years ago, and I remember how much I loved it. Like, the places there, the restaurants were lovely, the people were lovely, the places were... Everything was clean. It was like, damn. There was a beach, and the water and the sand wasn't filled with broken Snapple bottles and cigarette butts, and it was just beautiful. And I was looking at the prices, and for $450,000, you could get what looks like a mansion there. And for $800,000 in New York, you get a shithole. And it was really fucking tempting. Like, I look at it, and it's fucking tempting. But the thing is, if I move there, I lose all the people that work here because they're not going to move to Fort Lauderdale just because I do. Or I move there, but then I no longer work here. And then it seems like life would be kind of boring, I like running a business. I like the right to repair stuff. I like trying to figure out ways to get to the next level. I think I found out a lot of ways to get to the next level in the last month. Redoing the shipping system and revitalizing entirely the customer service system. I did a bunch of new advertising things over the past 6 months. Like, I'm excited. There's always the next level to climb to, and it's awesome. And if I move away and the business is, 1,000 miles away, then that stops happening. But it's so nice down there. And you can actually afford it. It's like, it's affordable. It's beautiful. Anyway. That'd be 1,000 miles away from Copass. Why don't you open a branch there? Because I got to find people that are not idiots all over again. You have no idea how hard it is to find people who are not idiots. You have no idea. Hell, like, Copaz the other day tried to plug, not kidding, I told him to plug in a monitor to my computer. He takes the HDMI from the capture card and plugs the capture card into the television. He has 2 inputs plugged into one. It's like, you have no idea how hard it is to find people who can do shit. Do you know how hard it is to duplicate a Paul or a Steve or a Chris or a Camille or a Tagir? Like, you can't duplicate these people that I have out there. They're one of a kind. They're one of a kind. It would take a year or 2 to find people that have a brain. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, that's a lie, Copaz. You knew that was a capture card because I told you the day before, mofo. But yeah, it's hard. I don't know, Jer, but if you take a look at my other repair videos and you look in the description, I think I actually link the exact solder that I use. Smart people don't live in New York. Listen, I did not choose to live here. The other cool thing about moving to Florida is that I could poach Mark from iPad Rehab. Holy shit, she said it just as I was thinking it. Do not attempt to poach Mark. Oh, man, that would be great. Mark and I could open up a store on the beach. Yeah, there is a smart person in Florida. I wasn't even thinking of that. Thank you for reminding me, Jessa. There is a smart person in Florida. Mark! You know what? This is a great time to end the stream. I'm going to end the stream right now. I'm going to give Mark a call. We're going to talk about setting up a place at the beach. This is going to be great. It's going to be great. Talk to y'all later. See y'all in the next video. And as always, I hope you learned something.